Double the price, that's why they call me Terry Tibbs. Hello everybody. I was just looking for something nice, something short to cover for our daytime special, and I realized, have we not covered General Isom since the trial? Since the actual trial? Of course we watched it all together, but we've got to go back. We've got to go back and pick those bones of the investigator. Did somebody say bones? General Isom, when he eats chicken, grilled chicken, he eats the bones as well. He doesn't let a thing go to waste. I wonder what he's doing in his retirement. Obviously there's the Tallahassee pig race, where you race a pig into the swamp. Obviously there's the cannoli eating competition, of which he is 3-time Golden Belt winner. I mean, this guy can put it away like you have never fucking seen, right? He doesn't even need to train. His life is a training. Anyway, we're going to be looking at what he said and what he was asked and what he said back to those questions. How great is that? Welcome everybody in chat. Welcome the two. The two says, True Crime Metrix, have you seen the latest video Loophole Lawyer put out? His production crew are hilarious. I couldn't contain myself when seeing Donna bebopping with her headphones on. I don't know who that is. Let me see. Loophole Lawyer. Okay. Whoa. 174,000 subscribers, huh? And you call that a channel, do you? Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen this. But I really don't watch anything. You know, I watch True Crime Loser on occasion. Yeah, well, all right. We'll check that out. Thank you. And who else? Who wants a piece of me? Madeleine, how you doing? Oh yay, a daytime special. And TCM on Isom is gold. Jill, not Wendy. Cool name. My first live. Welcome, Jill. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the Spitfire team. Good to have you aboard with us. Okay, we're gonna roll. We're gonna press play. Just see what happens, right? It's only about an hour, so that should give us time to get ready for our evening stream a little later on, right? How great is that? 2 streams in one day? What is going on? Metrix is the guy that just keeps on giving, right? You know. Hide that thumbnail. Play the video. Shut the fuck up.
Please introduce yourself and spell your name.
Craig Isom, Craig Isom.
How are you employed?
I'm currently retired.
Congratulations.
What did he just spell his name wrong? Cairg. Is that not what he just said? Hang on, what does that spell? Cairg. It's like Cairo, but with a G instead of an O. He's gone Egyptian. Cairg. Cairg. Is that not what he just said?
Please introduce yourself and spell your name.
Craig Isom, Craig Is.
Sorry, I obviously totally misheard. I genuinely heard Caird, but my fault.
OM.
How are you employed?
I'm currently retired.
Congratulations. Where did you work when you worked?
Sent to Tallahassee Police Department.
How long were you with the Tallahassee Police Department?
28 and a half years.
And a half years.
Were you assigned to investigate the murder of Dan Markel?
I was.
How long did Dan Markel live after being shot?
I believe my understanding was around approximately 11 hours.
As part of your investigation, were the people closest to the victim interviewed,
Yes.
including his ex-wife, Wendi Adelson?
Yes.
When and where did you approach Wendi Adelson?
She was at a restaurant in Tallahassee on Market Street.
What date and time did you approach her at the restaurant?
That was on the day of the shooting, which was July.
Market Street, huh? Let's have a look at that. Tallahassee Market Street. Oh, fuck off. Market Street, Tallahassee. Now, Mosaic is shut down now, but I wonder where it was. See if we can quickly get the historic address. Mosaic Restaurant, Tallahassee. 1410. 1410. So which one is 1410? So it's now a CBD shop. Look at this. Tallulah. CBD, mushrooms, and THC. Okay. Hey, that would have been a whole different kind of interview, wouldn't it? Oh. Where's the screenshot? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I got too many errors. So that, I believe, is the building that used to be Mosaic, or one of them is. Maybe it's the one on the left. But that was where Wendi was having lunch on July 18th, 2014, where Isom went in and said, "Come with me. Something's happened. You need to come with me."
18th, 2014. July 18th, 2014. It was approximately 2:15 in the afternoon.
All right, so approximately 3 hours and 15 minutes after the shooting?
Approximately, yes.
Whoa.
What did you say
Sorry.
when you
What did he
approached
say?
her?
What time?
18th, 2014. July 18th, 2014. It was approximately 2:15 in the afternoon.
All right, so approximately 3 hours and 15 minutes after the shooting?
Approximately, yes.
What did you say when you approached her?
I told her that I needed to discuss something with her in private. She was with two other individuals at the table.
2 ladies having lunch?
3 total, yes.
All right, and
Hey, he's brushed up on his numbers. 2 ladies having lunch. Well, 2 plus 1, which is 3. I can confirm.
when you told her that you need to speak with her, were you wearing police insignia? Did you identify yourself as law enforcement?
Immediately before I identified myself and said that I was there for the purpose of speaking with Wendi Adelson.
Okay.
And I had my badge on.
Well, that would have been a bit awkward, wouldn't it? Imagine if I just went into a restaurant to a random person's table and said, "I am here for the purpose of speaking with you." You definitely want to identify yourself first. I am a police officer. This is my credentials and identification. I am not a creep. Official business, police business. I am here for the purpose of speaking with Wendi Adelson. Get out. This is the third time this week.
Readily identifiable as a police officer.
All right. And did you reassure her that she wasn't in any trouble? Did you?
Yes, I got her to step away from the table she was eating at, approximately 10, 15 feet out of earshot of the other two individuals that were sitting at the table. And I told her that I needed to discuss with her something that happened with her ex-husband and that her children were not involved. I reassured her because the children had already been checked on, they were still at the daycare, and they were fine.
As part of this approach of Wendi Adelson, were there any handcuffs involved?
No,
Any Miranda rights read?
no,
Any use of force at all?
no,
She was not detained or under arrest?
no.
At any time did you?
You know, here's a question. I mean, I guess they might have secret cop ways to do this, but they had not spoken with any next of kin. They... I mean, they would have spoken with Mr. Geiger, Jim Geiger, I suppose. He could have told them he has kids that were there this morning. I mean, it's just the cops have already been to the daycare before even speaking to Wendi, right? So when they get called to the scene, they find Markel shot in the face. How do they know that they need to go and check on his kids? Do they put his name into some database and it says, this guy has kids at Creative Play School, Creative, whatever it's called? You just never know, right? What they have with these registrations and these databases, you just never know. How would they know that? Would Jim Geiger say, "Oh, he has kids, you got to go to the school"? How do they know?
Tell her she was a suspect in anything?
No,
Was she a suspect in anything at that moment?
no,
At any time during your interview, did you do anything that would treat her as a suspect?
no.
In fact, you told her several times in the interview that she was not a suspect, isn't that right?
I did.
Did you ever accuse her of anything?
No.
Did you provide her with a victim advocate?
Yes.
Is that something that your office typically does for next of kin when a tragedy has occurred?
Yes.
Did you allow her to access her phone during the interview?
Yes.
What did you learn about the victim's relationship with his ex-wife, Wendi Adelson?
They had gone through it and were still fighting in a contentious divorce
I'm going to show
regarding
you
child custody.
with child
Regarding
custody.
including child custody.
All right, I'm going to approach with states demonstrative A. Have you had an opportunity to review this exhibit before today?
Yes.
What is that exhibit?
It's all of the filings from the divorce case between Wendi Adelson and Daniel Markel.
Starting with the petition for divorce and ending at the time of his death, is that right?
Correct.
And the filings in here, have you had an opportunity to review them?
Yes.
All right, and did this litigation include arguing over things so petty as a tennis racket?
It did.
Objection, Your Honor. Nothing's been entered into evidence, and we would object to that.
Hey, Muscatelli Musks. Muscatelli Musk tells us that Zellman and Rashbaum are awful attorneys. They reminded me of two bad, overpaid actors who wrote some weak script to follow thinking it would all work out fine because of their own personalities. Yeah, Zellman didn't have a personality. I mean, he his personality reminds me of someone who is volunteering at a nursing home, you know, or like a son that has just put his mother in a nursing home, now feels guilty and is there every day, not just helping his own mother, but is now running around looking after all the old people because he feels so guilty for his mother that he's now feeling guilty for everyone there, right? And he's dusting, and he's adopting like archaic language, turn of the century, turn of the 20th century language. He's saying words like chiclet and what else do people say? He's just got this really like I'm looking after an old lady vibe, you know, like the way he expresses his offenses, like, and the way he apologizes to the judge, which he does frequently, beyond frequently. Everything is like, sorry, Your Honor, I've been a little under the weather, or, you know, we haven't quite had time to finish this, Your Honor, but just with one more extension, we'll be able to, it's just like, man, just no judge wants that many apologies. You know, a judge will like an apology. It's a mark of respect. Just don't fuck it up every day you're in here. You know? And Rashbaum spent the whole trial catalog shopping in his mind. He made so much money out of that deal that he was just sat there at the defense table going, oh yeah, now I wonder how the landscapers are getting on. Do you think they've managed to sink the pool yet? The sunken pool? God, that's gonna be. Maybe we should have gone for the invisible edge pool. Maybe it's not too late to phone them up and update. Yeah, maybe I should update them. Yeah. And we're gonna need an atrium. I want a 3-story atrium in the front yard overlooking the pool. Yeah. No, that's gonna be great. And what about the Rolex? Should I go for the white gold with a diamond center, or should I get the Philippe Patek? I'm going to go with the Philippe Patek, for sure. Now, maybe I'll get one of each. Yeah, no, that'll be it. I'll get one of each. The Philippe Patek for special occasions, and the white gold Rolex with the diamond center will be my everyday wear, my everyday carry, my timepiece, my everyday timepiece. I mean, the guy is just... You could tell he wasn't even in the room. All that stuff going up to Katie McBanower. The only way you're getting out of jail, ma'am, is in a box. That was it. That was he thought, and all he was doing was trying to impress Donna just enough that he could get a few more billable hours when it came to Charlie's handing over his case to the appellate attorneys. He was like, yeah. No, I know you want the appellate attorneys to get straight on this, but I tell you what, Donna, let me just finalize everything. Give me 6 weeks. If I finalize everything and hand it over to them, I just don't want them to end up with, a mess. And not that we've created a mess, but, Kappelman's created a mess, and Judge Everett created a mess. And if you know me, Donna, I'll sort it out. I'll make it real nice. 6 weeks. I'll put it up. I'll hand it over to the appellate attorneys. That's going to be the best way to do this, Donna. Okay, so 6 weeks. Yeah. Do you want to pay that retainer now so that we know it's all done? Sure. I'll have my girl send you a copy. Yeah. No. It'll come from invoices at Rashbaum Law. Okay. No. Yeah. It's $85,000 per week.
The witness testifying to the contents of the file.
Overruled, the witness may testify concerning his personal knowledge of the investigation.
Thank you, Judge. As part of these proceedings, did Wendi Adelson seek to relocate with the children from Tallahassee to South Florida?
She did.
Did she say why she wanted to relocate to South Florida?
Objection, hearsay.
Sustained, the answer would call for hearsay unless you have an exception.
I'm going to show you what I've marked.
Well, the exception is that it's in the fucking divorce filing. I hope that's what she's going to show him right now. You know, we have a document. It's not hearsay. Yeah, no, it is truth of the matter asserted. Here's the document.
As States Exhibit 60. Have you had an opportunity to review States Exhibit 60?
Yes.
Are those the portion of the divorce filings contained in States Demonstrative A that can be directly linked to Donna Adelson?
Yes.
Meaning she saw those items.
Yes.
Objection, lack of foundation.
I believe that's what
Hey, look, Michelle's here. Okay, nobody mention rental cars.
Catwoman is doing right now. Overruled. You may continue with Catwoman.
Move into evidence State 60, Your Honor.
Third.
I'm going to approach with States Exhibit 64. You recognize States 54?
Yes.
How do you recognize it?
These are the emails, I believe.
Take time.
I believe these are from Wendi Adelson's computer.
Was a search warrant issued to Wendi Adelson's Google account?
Yes.
And did we receive emails?
Mask Italia Masks says that Rashbaum likes Donna big time, so that tells you what kind of fool he is. I disagree with that. Rashbaum likes getting paid and knows how to make Donna like him, as if he were her own son. You know, I mean, that's... he doesn't give a fuck about Donna, believe me. He likes getting paid. And, you know, he knows how to treat a Jewish mother. That's what that is. That's all that is, you know. And despite being, you know, despite me and all of us being frustrated at having to listen to Daniel Rashbaum during Charlie's trial and part of Donna's pre-trial motions and such with Alex Morris and everybody, despite him being annoyingly ineffective at his job and task, over the years, over the months, I have actually found a way to, well, not outright, but, you know, my respect for him has grown, because I see now that all he did was very similar to what Josh Dubin did. You know, just identify an opportunity and abuse that opportunity. And you know the saying that you can't con an honest man? You know, it's a justification for hard fucking sales. You know, for those really, really bad sales, like, you know, timeshare or other things comparable. The way that you can justify it is that if this buyer was not a greedy fucking piece of shit that wanted to get up on everybody that they know and look better, and they feed their ego and their social standing and all that bullshit, they wouldn't be a customer. So I am fate's messenger. You know, I'm teaching them a lesson for being such cunts. It's very similar to what Daniel Rashbaum did to the Adelsons. It's very similar to what Josh Dubin did to the Adelsons, right? If you can identify an opportunity, and that opportunity happens to be someone deserving of being taken advantage of because they've been stepping on people their whole life, great. You don't get any bad karma points for fucking over an Adelson, believe me.
Subject to that search warrant.
Yes.
And State's Exhibit 64 contains fair and accurate copies of emails between Wendi Adelson and Donna Adelson.
Yes.
And if you'll turn to the yellow tab there.
Sorry.
In particular, are you familiar with this email?
Patricia Burns burning down the house with Patricia
Record Judge, this
Burns.
is tab AA.
AA.
This is,
Can you imagine hanging out? Imagine, Michelle, that you get invited by your friend, yeah, a girlfriend, to a cookout, right? Or some event like that. And there's supposed to be other people going, but it ends up just being you, her, and her husband. And her husband is Josh Zellman. And while she's going back into the kitchen and getting the fucking potato salad or whatever, and taking ages, right? You're sat there on the patio furniture with Josh Zellman, and he's trying to engage with you personally. How boring would that be? You know, you'd have to make your excuses. What would he be talking about on some, you know, homely social gathering? Nothing. He'd be talking about his work at the old folks' home.
yes.
Is that an email that was sent from Wendi Adelson to Donna Adelson? On the bottom.
This is,
Jack Campbell is absolutely a disgrace. What does she say here? Jack Campbell is still a disgrace. I will amend that a bit if Wendi is arrested, but the overall weight is not acceptable. Jack Campbell is an asshole, and he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. His job, you know, is ridiculous. And people were going, you know, at the end of Donna's trial, people were saying, oh, well, you know, he's going to have to do something now because of public pressure. And there's public pressure because he's got an election campaign. That guy doesn't give a shit about election campaign. He doesn't run for elections. I mean, who would vote for him? You know, there is no competition, clearly. I mean, I say just get rid of him and give Georgia his fucking job. Georgia would take it seriously. Georgia would have had this done were it up to her years ago.
from Donna.
Well, okay. It starts out as something from Danny, right?
Right, Dan sends this email to Wendi,
Okay.
and it's
what is,
CC'd to another individual.
okay, and what does Wendi do with it?
She forwarded it to her mother.
Okay. And is the content of the email related to what we referred to as the grandma mode?
Yeah, we'll still be doing a late live later, Michelle. I got to do 2 today. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, and we've got to get those coffees in. Please do, everybody, support the channel on buymeacoffee.com/True Crime Metrix for all your Metrix coffee needs.
Yes.
What is the grandma motion?
And yeah, we will send us a coffee. We will send you winning Magic Metrix lottery numbers for the $900 million Mega Millions draw and the Powerball draw, which, guess what? It was drawn last night. Nobody fucking won. It's rolling over to next week at $500 million. Buy me a coffee, buy me a winning lottery ticket.com/True Crime Metrix. Adios.
This is where Dan Markel.
The objection.
First of all, lack foundation, and it's hearsay at this point.
Overruled as to lack of foundation. The investigator may testify as to his personal knowledge of the investigation. concerning hearsay. Ms. Kupperman.
Did Mrs. Adelson respond to this email?
Your Honor, going to object again. Mrs.
One
Adelson.
moment. Members of the jury, the bailiff is going to take a vote.
Like a son who never left home
Investigator
and is
Isom, if you
now,
could step.
Patricia says, like a son who never left home and is now the carer of his elderly mother. Yes, yes, yes. And still asks his mother what he should wear. Should I wear my blue tie or my red tie? What do you think, Mom? No, he wouldn't say Mom. He calls her mother, right? 100% Josh Zellman calls his mom Mother. Mother!
Down, please, sir. Everyone can be seated. You may continue with your examination of Mr. Isom as it relates to the foundation.
Mr. Isom, you, I believe, previously indicated that you reviewed the divorce file as part of your investigation,
Yes,
and that's the court file.
yes.
All right.
Yeah, people don't not get arrested because the prosecutor needs a break, okay? No.
And as part of your investigation, did you review the emails that were subject to Wendi Adelson's Google search warrant?
Yes,
And in those emails, was there an email in which the contents of, well, let me ask you first about the motion. Did you review a motion where Dan Markel was seeking to restrict Donna Adelson's access to the children?
yes, I did.
All right. And that motion was filed with the court.
Yes,
It was pending at the time of his death.
yes,
And did you find in the emails any evidence that the contents of that motion were sent to Donna Adelson?
yes,
And is that tab AA of State's Exhibit 64?
yes,
And
So Patricia says it's that JARG immunity deal that should only apply to one trial and shouldn't be renewed for subsequent trials. What do you mean by that, Patricia? Because Wendi would not be testifying. Wendi would be pleading the fifth without that deal. But, the deal is contingent on her not lying on the stand. If she lies once on the stand about anything, there is no immunity deal. That's the deal. That's why they call it a deal. You give a little, you get a little. You give us the truth. So for that reason, I don't know why she's told many lies that are demonstrably provable. So we'll have to see where that goes. Why hasn't she been arrested? There's no good answer for that. I don't believe it's a case of not enough evidence. Someone said that a moment ago. It really just smells like corruption. You got to understand that, Jack Campbell has a boss too. And the higher up the chain you go, the less visible they are to the public. We don't know at what level of the pyramid does Wendi have a connection. Because if she's got some dirt, imagine if Jack Campbell's boss's boss's boss was something like involved with Jeffrey Epstein. You know? That kind of thing. Going over to the island, fucking 14-year-old Russian prostitutes. You know? That sort of leverage over someone in power is useful. I'm not saying that I believe that to be the case. I don't know. But I really can't see any other convincing argument than corruption. There's shitloads of evidence. There's enough. There's enough to convince the grand jury. There's enough to prosecute. Would she have a chance of getting off? Everybody has a chance of getting off. That's why it's a trial. I don't really see any other plausible reason that her arrest has not happened currently or yet, other than corruption and leverage over someone in power that we don't even, someone up the ladder that we can't even see. You know, I really don't see any other option that makes sense to me. But at the same time, I don't have enough information to say that I wholeheartedly believe that. I just don't have the information. No one does, right?
Are the contents of that email substantially similar to the allegations made in the court filing?
Substantially, yes.
Okay. And what is the gist of what it is that Dan Markel is requesting?
He does not want Donna Adelson to have unsupervised contact with his children.
Why not?
Because of the statements that are made in here, and that was shown in the court filing, that the children reflected that Grandma says you're stupid, Grandma says she hates you.
And
Judge,
Isom, please do not read from any document that has not been admitted.
at this time, Judge, I would ask to admit State's Exhibit 64.
All parts or just the part that does not include AA?
Subject to tying up AA, I would seek to admit the whole thing.
States 64, any objection?
just the objection previously made, Your Honor.
Concerning States 64, it will be admitted except for Part AA and any later foundation that needs to be addressed.
Did, in your review of these emails contained in State's Exhibit 64, the defendant, Donna Adelson, use any strong language against Dan Markel?
Yes.
Did she call him any names?
Yes.
I would ask you to review State's Exhibit 64, tab DD.
Yeah, you're right, Michelle. It's amazing what people say. You know, people come and say, do you think the prosecutor is waiting for the boys to be grown and out of the house before they arrest her mother? like people come with those ideas seriously and expect us to take them seriously. I mean, what the fuck? Like, why? Like, what kind of justice system would that be? You know. Someone raised a good point the other day of how the children would probably go with Rob Adelson, which would be great. I mean, that's like the best case scenario. Patricia was saying the other day about how the Markels wouldn't want Wendi to be arrested because they wouldn't want the boys to lose their mother. I mean, no. No. And it was Christina that pointed out later that, Phil Markel, after the trial, after Donna's trial, when he was talking to the press, came out and said, it's great, it's another step, but justice will not be done until every single person is behind bars, and it's clearly talking about Wendi and Harvey as well, probably. Although Harvey will probably die before this happens. But for me, if I was Phil Markel or Ruth Markel or Shelley Markel, I wouldn't want the fucking boys anywhere near Wendi. It would give me anxiety every day. She's dangerous. But if they could go with Rob Adelson, that really would be probably the best thing for them. At this point in time, the best thing for them would have been for all the Adelsons to be arrested and for them to have been relocated to Toronto with Ruth and Phil in 2016 when they were only, 5 and 6? That would have been early enough for them to just, now that they're in their mid-teens, there will be a lot of unraveling that they've got to do. Maybe that'll be Ruth Markel's next book. She's already written one called The Unveiling. Now she's going to write a new one when the boys have to go through their shit called The Unraveling. That's quite good, isn't it? Maybe I should speak to Ruth and suggest that. What are we saying? Ruth Markel, Unveiling, next book, Unraveling. Unraveling the boys. That's a good idea. Does anyone think that's a good idea? If you think that's a great idea, leave a like on the video, subscribe, share, leave a comment, support the channel on buymeacoffee.com/true crime metrics. Join us on Patreon for all new exclusive content coming out soon only on Metrix, only on Patreon Metrix. Memberships.
Do you recognize that exhibit?
Yes,
What email is that?
this is from Donna to Wendi.
And does she call Dan any names in that email?
She calls him Elvis.
How about asshole?
I know it's in here.
Take your time.
Take your time. We've got all the time in the world. You see, if you put 300 cannolis in front of him and said to him, take your time, the plate would be clean in less than 3 minutes. But if you ask him to find the word asshole in a court document, Georgie actually gets impatient, I think, and says, listen, forget it. Yeah, sort of a uncle crush, wasn't it, Masketalia? Can I just call you The Mask, like Jim Carrey? The Mask says Isom had a crush on Wendi and was played for a fool, in my opinion. Yeah, but it was an uncle crush, It wasn't like he wanted to fuck her crush. It was definitely an uncle crush.
Have you ever seen an email where she called him an asshole?
I've seen an email, but I don't see it here.
Okay, let's move on. Tab M, please.
Emma?
M as in Mike.
M.
I guess tell us who it's to, who it's from, and the date, please.
It's from Donna to Wendi.
She's talking to Isom. She should have said, tab M, as in, cannolis.
March 6th, 2013.
Does she call Dan Markel any names in that email?
Yes, she does.
What names does she call him?
In this
Name.
in this particular email, after the first paragraph, it says that she calls him a major fucker.
Please refer to tab Q, a May 3rd of 13 email.
Yes,
Does that email, is it from Donna to Wendi?
it is.
And does it reference Wendy's relocation efforts?
2 streams today, Veronica, and I think that should be our Tuesday special from here on out. 2 stream Tuesday. It's just like Buffalo Wild Wings on. Well, that's Tuesday as well, isn't it? Taco Tuesday. What is it about Tuesday? It's the day of deeds, isn't it? Yeah, the day of doing deeds. Dienstag. Schlüsseldienst.
Yes,
Does it indicate that Wendy's relocation efforts are extremely important to Donna Adelson?
yes,
Please reference tab V as in Victor, a June 25th email. Are you familiar with the court filing in which relocation was denied?
yes.
Well, I mean, do you really believe this statement, the mask? I totally get where you're coming from, but if I take what you've said as literal here, Wendi going to the crime scene an hour after the murder is enough for all those jurors to convict. So you're saying that if the prosecution went and gave an opening statement and they said to the jury, Wendi Adelson drove down a street at a time close to the murder and then drove away when it was blocked. And they called 2 witnesses to prove their case, Wendi and the cop that saw her. The jurors at that point would all go back to the deliberation room and say definitely guilty, because, you don't really believe that. It wouldn't be enough on its own, but everything of a package is enough, And there are things that we don't know yet.
Do you know on which date relocation was denied?
June 20th, 2013.
So this is email on tab V as in Victor. Is it 5 days after relocation was denied?
It is June 26th, 2013.
Does Donna Adelson, the defendant,
Michelle, gotta love you, Michelle. Oh, bullshit, says Michelle. The Markels would give their eye teeth for that hooker to be arrested.
propose another plan to facilitate relocation in light of the court's ruling?
Yes,
So this is done after the court's ruling,
correct.
and relocation is still being discussed.
Yes.
Okay, what does she suggest?
She suggests that the children between Wendi and Dan start attending, or at least the ruse of them going to a Christian church or a Catholic church.
And to take pictures of it and send it to Dan Markel, right?
Yes,
To strong-arm him into agreeing to the relocation, right?
correct. Coercion.
Did Donna Adelson, the defendant in this case, suggest a bribe to Dan Markel to cause him to allow these kids to be moved to South Florida?
Yes.
Draw your attention to tab W. What is the
Tab M as in murder. Very good, Michelle. That's like the movie from Fritz Lang, I believe, right? Let me just look that up. Fritz Lang. M for Murder. 1931. How about that? We should all watch that together. Is it Fritz Lang? Yeah. Look at that. He's got the knowledge.
Proposal in reference to this bribe.
$1 million.
$1 million.
Yes.
Okay? Were there any death benefits, any monies that were to be gained from the death of Dan Markel?
Yes,
Did he have a life insurance policy?
he did.
What was the amount of the life insurance policy?
One of them was for $2 million.
And a second one for $60,000?
$60,000 from the second one through.
Michelle, I think we're going to have to go and do a special Dulce Melinda episode just for you and me. I mean, wasn't she insufferable? We liked chicken wings, the B-dubs. Buy one, get one free.
To law school.
Were there any survivor benefits for these kids in the event of Dan's death?
There was
What are those?
$4,800 a month.
Who gets that money for the disbursement of the kids?
Wendi Adelson.
What do you do with $4,800 a month for a 3 and a 4-year-old? I mean, seriously? You know, inflation, and this is 11 years ago. When I was that age, I don't think I cost my parents anything. They sent me to the mines. Go and clean a chimney. You fucking get out of the house. Don't come back here until you've earned some money. You need to buy your own food.
Adelson.
What about through his employment at FSU Law School? Did he have a pension there?
He had a pension, a deferred comp, 401k.
And an
What? They literally just said major fucker. What are you talking about? The two. What is going on? A major fucker. I hadn't heard he was a major. Yeah, that's believe me, that's been said throughout. That's nothing new. That's nothing new. That's been mentioned in multiple trials.
estate worth some money, right?
Approximately $300,000.
What was the total value of Mr. Markel's estate?
$2.7 million.
As part of your investigation,
Fucking hell, 2.7 million. That was the value of his estate. That's impressive. 2.7 million, is that what he said?
what about through his employment at FSU Law School? Did he have a pension there?
He had a pension, a deferred comp, 401k,
And an estate worth some money, right?
approximately $300,000.
What was the total value of Mr. Markel's estate?
$2.7 million.
Wow.
As part of your investigation, did you attempt to establish a timeline of the victim's activities prior to his murder?
Yes.
What did he do that day?
At 8:50 a.m., he dropped off his children at the preschool daycare on West Tharp Street. From there, he proceeded to go back across town to Premier Fitness Gym off of Village Square Boulevard.
Was there any surveillance at the gym?
Charlie dealing weed and steroids. I mean, not really. You know, not in any way that made a difference to his. You know, those elements were not major contributors to his financial assets. You know, I mean, he did that to look cool.
Yes,
And was that collected by law enforcement?
it was.
All right.
Yeah. June, bless her. Oh, he was like my dream guy. It was a fairy tale. June, honey. It was perfect in the beginning. June, here's a clue for you, which you would know if you had ever lived a day in your life, right? If you had ever lived a day in your life, you would know that perfect doesn't exist. And if you think if something looks perfect, it's fake. You know, that's the reality, June. Hope you found that out now. Run away from perfect. Don't look for perfect. It's dangerous, it's misleading, and it's never true.
Judge, at this time, I'd ask to move into evidence, State's Exhibit 119, a thumb drive containing the surveillance collected from Premier Gym.
Any objection? There you are. States 119 is admitted.
And was the raw data or surveillance video collected from the gym compiled in a way that shows what it is we're looking for concerning Mr. Markel?
That's correct, yes.
Was that done in State's Exhibit 89?
I believe so.
All right, Judge, at this time, I'd ask to move into evidence, State's 89.
Any objection? There you are. States 89 is admitted.
Were you able to see on this gym surveillance video Mr. Markel's vehicle enter the parking lot of the gym?
Yes,
At what time does he enter the parking lot of the gym?
I believe it was 9:11,
9:11 sound right?
9:11, yes.
And we're talking about AM, so you said he dropped the kids off at 8:50 and he arrives at the gym at 9:11?
8:50 a.m. is when he dropped the children off, and you know he signed them in at the daycare. And then at 9:11 is when you see his car enter the parking lot at Premier, all on July 18th, 2014.
And were you able to see anything sinister about the parking lot of Premier Gym on the morning of Mr. Markel's shooting?
Following Markel's car entering the lot, a short time later, a vehicle enters the lot that is similar in description from the next door witness, Mr. Geiger.
And what does the suspect vehicle do when Mr. Markel enters the gym?
It parks, and no one gets out of the car.
How long does the suspect vehicle stay there while Mr. Markel's in the gym?
I don't recall the exact amount of time, but it's quite some time that the whole time he's in the gym, and even after he comes out, gets back in his car and leaves. That's when the car leaves at the same time.
All right, so the whole time he's in the gym doing his workout, this suspect Prius is in the parking lot.
Correct.
And when he comes out to leave and gets in his vehicle, what happens with the Prius then?
The Prius follows.
Judge, at this time, I would ask to introduce State's Exhibit 89. I'm sorry, I have introduced it. I'm asking to publish it at this time.
Publish.
Thank you. Is this black vehicle Mr. Markel's vehicle?
Yes, it's a black Honda four-door.
I mean, who put that camera there? Could you have less of a good position to put a camera? What are they looking at? Did they put it there before all those trees grew? You can see 4 cars and there's 2 empty spaces. It's quite a big parking lot. Why would you put a camera there? I mean, maybe there's a, on the roof behind the camera, maybe there's a window or something, so they want to catch people that are trying to break in via the roof. Maybe. Yeah, that's the best way. That's the best way, Michelle.
Same car.
And that's Mr. Markel parking right there behind the flagpole.
That's correct.
What is this vehicle?
That will be the suspect vehicle,
And is
green
the-
Prius.
Okay, consistent with the description given by Mr. Geiger?
They said a light colored or silverish, and the car color is a silver pine mica.
Who's that in the blue circle?
That's Mr. Markel exiting his vehicle.
That's him in the red shirt?
That's correct. It's Mr. Markel entering Premier's main doors.
It's interesting, Veronica. Veronica says, I like the new Tuesday special, especially today that I left work at a normal hour. Anyway, do you think they will finally call the Markels to testify for Proboscis monkey's trial? Proboscis. Proboscis? What is that word you've put, Veronica? I don't understand. But Wendi, I assume you're meaning. I'm not sure. It would certainly be interesting. We'd have to think that through about what the opinion would be. I mean, what would it be there to show? Say Ruth Markel was called as a prosecution witness to Wendi's trial. What would Georgia want Ruth to demonstrate to the jury? My thought is, without really thinking it through properly, is that it might create a climate of bias. You know, it might seem like the prosecution is siding with a biased family. I don't know. It'd have to be a good value. And what would that value be? I don't know. I'm not sure. It's hard to think about. That would need some serious consideration. But good question. Look at player Markel. He's checking out every tail in the building. Look at him. Hey, who is she? She looks good. Is she going to be in my spinning class? Oh my God. I know I'm going to see my girlfriend in New York, but oh my Jesus. The room is full of fit women in shorts. And he's looking at every single one of them, player. And his friends, the Greenbergs, were saying, wasn't it? As soon as he got over the divorce, I mean, he became the biggest coos hound around, you know? I mean, he was dipping his pen in the company ink, left, right, and center, signing checks.
What do we see in this image?
I'm sorry.
What do we see in this portion of the tape?
That's the suspect vehicle, the Prius, driving through the parking lot.
At this point, is Mr. Markel inside the gym?
He's inside, yes. This is still in the front section where the car went from right to left.
This is still part of the Premier Gym parking lot?
Correct, yes. It's just the opposite, camera facing the opposite direction. And this is the car reversing course coming back towards the front doors.
Yep. Okay, now what's the time on the video here?
I can't read 10:30. I think it says 10:38.
Is this Mr. Markel exiting the gym at this
He's
point?
exiting the Premier in the same door he came in. I'm sorry, it's 10:33 on the timestamp.
Thank you.
So Alexi Zone says, I think that if law enforcement had confronted her during the interview, she would have folded, as she already looked like she thought she'd been caught. No, she wouldn't have folded. What do you mean fold? Confess? Absolutely not. No. If pressure had increased, she'd have invoked legal counsel immediately. You know. But she had control of the room. So it didn't happen. But I'm not sure what you mean by folded. I mean, folded confessed? Are you kidding? No way. What are you talking about? You know, there's so much anger within Wendi, right? It's almost like she's impenetrable. You know, and from Jeff's reports about her collapsing into the fetal position, wailing like a 3-year-old and blah, 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 that's all an act. That's a complete act. You know. I think the only thing that we ever see real come from Wendi is that look of hatred, aggression, anger, rage, Those are the things that are real. Those are the only things that are real.
That's Mr. Markel making his way to the parking lot where his car is parked.
Once he gets in the car, does he sit there a few minutes, or is that at the front end?
I'm sorry?
Does he sit in his car for a few minutes at one point?
Just a short period of time, then his car starts backing up.
So people are loving the early hour, are they? What's your time zone, Kosher Style? I forget, sorry. Let me think. Kosher Style is in... Is it North Carolina? No. Where is Kosher Style? I think it might be the Carolinas. Anyway, Kosher Style says, what the crap is going on? Metrix while I finish work and prep dinner? I could get accustomed to this. It's our Tuesday special. Oh, Texas. Okay. Well, which part? You know, Houston or Midland?
Where's that?
That's him exiting.
And will we see the suspect vehicle pull out
It's coming
behind
from the
him?
backside. See it?
We're going to have to do more bus cameras and shit, because that's a little... I want to see some talking, guys. Come on. Well, it doesn't go on too long.
Same suspect vehicle following the direction.
Hey, look, is that a fucking 2004 Nissan Sentra? Because I just can't tell them apart. Fuck me.
Right, and it exits the parking lot at 10:39 a.m.?
Yes.
Okay. And based on what would be the logical route from here to Mr. Markel's home, did you try to get some additional surveillance to see if you could catch the suspect vehicle any further?
Yes.
What was that?
That was, the location was the, business, no, I'm sorry, it was a bus video off of a bus at,
Just briefly, okay? Michelle, close your ears. Just briefly. Now, I know some of you have seen my controversial post and some of you haven't, but we will be releasing a full fucking just all-out war on this car rental theory. But one of the most common things I hear from people who believe the bullshit fantasy that the killers were instructed to get a certain type of car to make it look like Jeff's is, I say, what are you talking about? There's nothing that indicates that whatsoever. And some people think that I'm trying to say that Wendi Adelson is innocent, which clearly they haven't known me for very long, if that's what they believe. But what was I going to say? The main thing that people get excited about, that want to believe in the car theory. Okay, this is the main thing that people get excited about, is the idea that if Charlie passed instructions to Katie to give to the killers, and on those instructions it said, get as close to a model, get a 2004 Nissan Sentra, which is ridiculous considering that this was in 2014, and car rental companies do not rent cars that are fucking 10 years old. Anyway, the thing that they get excited about is that it would be sure thing proof that Wendi conveyed the make and model and colour of Jeff's car to Charlie, and Charlie passed it to Donna, because how else would Charlie know, right? They only met once, and Charlie and Wendi took a plane down to Miami. You know? You see what I'm saying? So people get excited about fucking it being sure thing proof, quote unquote, sure thing proof that Wendi passed along that message, when this is how stupid these fuckers are, right? Because Jeff went to Charlie's house, saw his multiple cars, discussed the Ferrari and other cars, had a look. He said he had a look at some of his cars and discussed the Ferrari, and that there were some downsides to owning a Ferrari. Maintenance is very expensive and blah, 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 blah. So you're telling me a couple of guys shooting the shit about cars, that Charlie, talking jabberbox that he is, couldn't have found a way to say to Jeff, hey, what do you drive? What do you think about my cars? What are you driving right now? And Jeff would have said, embarrassed, he would have been all embarrassed to go, oh man, I'm saving for a house, so at the moment I'm just driving a 2004 Nissan Sentra. And Charlie Adelson would have said, oh, it's affordable, reliable. What colour? It's that fucking simple. These fucking simple people that come up with this bullshit theory and then can't even be bothered to connect those dots. Do you see what we've just done? And then some people that hear me talking like this, they go, "Oh, you're a Wendi supporter." No, I'm not a Wendi supporter. I'm Wendy's fucking biggest nemesis, right? I want her to be beaten to death by a gorilla. I want her to be ripped to pieces. But my problem is that if we collect evidence against Wendi and include evidence that is demonstrably untrue, that muddies the water around the decent evidence. Imagine if it went on and on and on, right? Imagine that you had 5 things of actual evidence that showed Wendi's involvement. For example, inquiring about Jeff, comments she made in her interview, text messages to her mother, driving down Trescott, buying Bullet Bourbon, whatever. These things are tangible, right? Those are real things. But now imagine that with the real things, you include a bunch of other false things, like the car rental thing, right? And now imagine that keeps happening to the point where these stupid fucking 80% of the simps out there want to go and collect these Easter eggs and say, I heard that there was a theory that the killers received an instruction to rent a car that looked like Jeff car. And they keep doing that until they've got 50 false pieces of evidence. So on the one hand, you've got 5 real ones. Now, I'm just accentuating this to make a point, right? You've got 5 real pieces of evidence. That's good. Those alone presented, proven, hard to argue against, that's good. But if that's coupled with 50 pieces of false evidence and you put them together, now all the false evidence is getting in the way of the good evidence. Yeah? This is my concern, and it's serious stuff. If this goes on and on and on, and we allow it to happen, it could contribute to Wendi Adelson getting off. You know? That is something that could happen because these simple fucking people just want to get their Easter eggs and don't have the time. These people that come to me and go, well, if we can prove that the killers received an order to get a certain type of car and a certain color, that would be surefire proof against Wendi, because there would have been no other possible way for Charlie to know the make, model, and color of the car. And as I just fucking told you, they had a car conversation. Charlie Adelson showed him his cars, discussed the Ferrari, the fucking difficulties of the maintenance being expensive and so on. That is the perfect opportunity for Charlie to say, hey, Jeff, what are you driving right now? Oh, at the moment nothing special, just a 2004 Nissan Sentra. Hey, Jeff, what color's that? Done. Not to mention that Donna Adelson was up in fucking Tallahassee, that Donna Adelson was met Jeff on occasions, and quite possibly, I mean, I do not have it verified, and I can say on this date Donna Adelson saw Jeff's car, but there's opportunity there. It certainly wouldn't be surprising, would it? These fucking idiots.
Clay Commerce Boulevard and Thomasville Road.
I'm finished, Michelle. I'm finished.
All right. And were you able to actually find some bus video from both before and after the shooting of the suspect vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. And were those the raw data that you collected from the bus compiled into clips similar to what we saw on the gym video?
That's correct.
All right, Judge, at this time I would ask to move into evidence State's Exhibit 120, a thumb drive containing the bus raw data, and State's Exhibit 90, a disc containing...
Wow, Veronica, I gotta screenshot that. Where have you been all my life? That's genius. How have I not fucking made merch out of the car thing? Wow. Veronica, thank you so much. That is great.
containing the bus video clips.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
States 90 and 120 are admitted.
Permission to publish States 90.
You may.
All right, if you can pause it for just a minute. Can you orient us? Is this the McClay Commerce?
Yes, this is, the bus is pointing east. So just beyond that circle is where the flyover starts. If you're going southbound, you can take the flyover to get on Capitol Circle. After you pass McClay Gardens and everything. So this car is on Thomasville Road, not the flyover, and it is going southbound.
All right, and this camera is mounted on the bus. That's how we were able to get this image?
Correct.
Okay.
This is a city bus.
Continue, please. And the time on this, 10:44 a.m., is
Correct.
that right? And what is this orange circle?
This is the Prius going the same direction as Markel's car, southbound on Thomasville Road.
Okay, now where are we?
This is southbound on Thomasville. We've gone underneath the I-10 overpass, and we're at Metropolitan Boulevard, and the bus just so happens to pull up right behind the Prius.
Based on the image in this exhibit right here, were you able to deduce the tag number of the Prius?
No.
That would have saved you a lot of
A
trouble,
lot
wouldn't it?
of time, yes. The video could not be enhanced anymore.
Hey, thank you so much, Miss Myers, for the PayPal support over on paypal.com. Metrix. That is very kind. And we thank you dearly.
Does the evidence suggest that Markel had already gone on through past this traffic light?
Correct, because this car was behind Markel's car. So he must have beat the light or got through the intersection before this.
Okay, now can you orient us?
I believe we're now at Thomasville Road, southbound at Benton. And that circle was the Prius in the left turn lane to go from Thomasville eastbound on Benton Road.
And is that the way to Mr. Markel's residence?
Not this time. He turned beforehand, we found out later on.
We found out later that Mr. Markel turned later on.
Yes,
But this is the
car
way the
turned.
suspect vehicle goes.
Right, he turns left.
Okay, can you get to Mr. Markel's residence from Benton Road?
Yes.
The way he turned?
Yes.
All right, now, can you back it up, please? So the last time we see the suspect vehicle turning off Thomasville onto Benton Road is what time? Hit play, please.
10:51.
Okay. And what time does our, pause it please, what time does our 911 call come in?
11:02 a.m.
Okay, so he was killed between 10:51 and 11:02.
Well, we narrowed it down even more than that. But,
Okay? Tell me how you narrowed it down further.
well,
than that.
this bus now, this is a different bus. Same city bus group, but this is a totally different bus. It's northbound on Thomasville Road. So based on the times, this bus is northbound, the shooting has already happened. And you'll see that the Prius catches up in the same lane as that black vehicle there next to the bus at 10:55, I believe. 10:55. Here it comes.
So that helps you narrow it down to what as the time of death?
10:50, well, at 10:51, he's in the Prius is in the turn lane. At 10:55, they've already left Prescott and they're northbound towards I-10.
Okay, and you say they. Why do you say they?
Well, here shortly, you'll see what appears to be two different individuals in the front seat of this car.
See something white moving around in the passenger seat?
Yeah, the white shirt, the person in that side of the car, it seems extremely animated, excited. And the other side, the best view that I've ever gotten is someone's in a black, solid black shirt or upper top.
All right, and this is a slowed down version to try to get a better look at those occupants. All right, what are these orange circles indicating?
These are characteristics of this car that we found to be unique. The passenger side mirror is solid black. These cars have, when they come new, the mirror is the same color as the car, the mirror casing on the outside. This one's been replaced, it appears, because it's black. The circle in the middle of the top of the windshield, that appears to be a sun pass or toll type pass activator. And then the lower bumper circle, that's where a tow hook can be threaded in for towing purposes, but otherwise it has a cap over it, and the cap is missing.
Were you able to deduce anything about the year of the Toyota Prius?
Based on the research that we did through Toyota, this was established to be a 2006 to 2009 Toyota Prius.
Why are they talking to Toyota? They should be talking to Nissan. We should say, hey, Nissan, we've got one of your cars here, we think. Can you help us identify it? Is this a Sentra?
Yes, and the color, as I said before, is silver pine mica.
All right. Is it fair to characterize your investigation as having kind of two different veins at this point? We're looking at motive over here, and we're looking at the Prius over here.
Correct.
Okay. And you mentioned the SunPass transponder, so we know this Prius, I'm assuming it's not the only silver pine mica Prius between 06 and 09 in the state.
Correct.
All right, so what do we do to try to track down the SunPass transponder?
I contacted Florida Department of Transportation, who administers the SunPass, and wanted to find out, what's the likelihood of that kind of car having a SunPass, and I was overwhelmed with, there was thousands. So that wasn't narrowing down anything very quick.
At that time, was SunPass more affiliated with South Florida, or did pretty much everybody in Tallahassee have one?
No, south and central, anything Orlando south for the most part.
Okay. Did you have any indication based on the surveillance video available as to where the vehicle went after it fled from Markel's residence?
I just know that right here it's going northbound towards I-10 from Thomasville.
All right. Let's watch to the end.
This intersection is Armistead, so this is north of Benton, heading back towards I-10.
Was any cell phone analysis?
Oh, look, there's Miss Myers. You see, we never know if she's here or not. She's like a lurker. Good job, Miss Myers.
Worked on in this case?
Excuse me?
Cell phone analysis.
Yes,
Who performed the cell phone analysis?
Sergeant Corbett.
Okay, and is that something that was going on simultaneously?
Yeah, I'll give you 3 guesses. Who performed the cell phone analysis? Who the fuck do you think? Corbett. Obviously, Sergeant Corbett, Chris Corbett. God, he loves his job, doesn't he? I've never seen anybody love their job as much as Sergeant Corbett.
As you doing this SunPass
That's correct.
thing? Okay.
I've always wanted to speak to his wife and just ask her a few questions about their, home life. Whether he brings his whether he brings his work home from the office and sits all weekend in the basement with one of those big hats like Rick Moranis had in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Let's bring up a picture of that. How would you search for that? Rick Moranis, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, hat. Which is a good one to show you guys. So it's their wedding anniversary, right? Family, well, maybe not. Maybe not family are coming over. Well, what could you say? What would be happening anyway? Chris Corbett's wife is trying to bring him in out of the garden. It's Sunday morning, you know, and he's running some tests on his cell phone towers. You know, and she says to him, "Come in and, you know, we've got to leave here in 20 minutes. Get yourself showered and dressed." And he looks at her like, you know, "I am working right now, okay?" My work is very important. I need to monitor every cell phone tower in the tri-state area and ping. I need to do my pinging. All my pings are very important. So get out of here. He definitely has one of these hats for sure. I'd bet my life on it.
And did Corbett's work include trying to look for phones of interest traveling in the areas that we know where you found our suspect vehicle?
That and Premier Jim.
Okay. And we will talk to Sergeant Corbett later, but based on his analysis, did you have an idea or develop an idea of the route that your suspects may have taken?
Yes.
All right, and what did you do to follow up on that?
Well, initially,
Oh, proboscis like bonobos. Do they like to fuck a lot as well? Or what is it that they have multiple partners? They're like monkeys but with multiple partners. Yeah, with the big nose. I see what you're talking about now. Thank you for
because of our large expanse of cars, we started looking for South Florida at any cars going through the interchange southbound at Wildwood, where you get on the turnpike from I-75. That was a bust. We didn't. It was way too many. We couldn't find anything that was concrete. So once the phone analysis was done, we had a better idea that there was one particular number, and tracking that went southbound on I-75 all the way to Naples, and then crossing over on Alligator Alley, which is still I-75, from west to east, from Naples to Broward County.
And once you learned that it was actually this other route than what you would expect, were you able to do anything with in reference to the toll plazas and the SunPass transponder that you weren't able to do previously?
That's correct.
Okay, tell us about that.
Once we had that established, then I contacted the SunPass administrators again at Department of Transportation, and I explained to them what I had. I said we got a Prius, a 2006 to 2009 Silver Pine Mica. Not that they had that in the records. I says, but we have them going through approximately this toll plaza in Naples, going westbound. And once I gave them that and the time, within a couple minutes of when they would have gone through, they showed an activation with a transponder from the windshield at that toll plaza in Naples in Collier County, and there was only one Prius, and that's what we determined, that it was going back to South Florida and cutting across Alligator Alley.
All right, and were you able to backtrack and find the toll plaza record or SunPass record of the vehicle coming to Tallahassee as well?
Correct. On the 16th of July, that same transponder, we're talking about the sticker on the windshield, that same transponder went through from Broward County, West Broward County, through the other end of the toll plaza. There's one on each end. There's nothing in the middle. But one going eastbound, that same transponder on the 16th of July cut across Alligator Alley and then presumably went up 75, which the phone records will show that, and then the return trip was the first one we found.
And did that help you identify the particular SunPass transponder by like an identification number?
Yes,
And is a particular SunPass transponder affiliated with a particular vehicle through some type of SunPass record?
yes, it shows the customer who purchased the SunPass, and they submit what kind of vehicle it is, the tag number, in case the SunPass, the transponder doesn't work, they could still use their credit, because it'll take a picture of the tag.
All right, so what did you learn about the suspect vehicle at this time from the SunPass stuff?
It was a rental. It was a rental from a Miami car rental place called Save Gas.
Okay. Did law enforcement go to Save Gas
They
in
did.
Miami?
Yes,
Was there any documentation discovered at that business
was.
related to the rental of this vehicle?
there was.
67. I'm going to approach and show you what I marked as state 67. Recognize state 67?
Yes,
Okay, is that the rental contract that you found at the Save Gas related to your suspect vehicle?
that's correct.
All right. Is it a fair and accurate copy of that exhibit or that
Yes.
document? Okay, moving to evidence state 67, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
State 67 is admitted.
Permission to publish 67.
You may.
And what did we learn about the people that rented the car from this state 67? Not on there? Who rented the vehicle?
According to this document, Luis Rivera, Normandy Drive in Miami, is the one that rented this car.
And did he provide a phone number for himself?
Yes,
Is that the number listed right here?
yes.
Okay. And any other drivers listed on the contract?
No driver listed there, but up in the top, you see the word brother and a phone number that became significant.
All right. And whose phone number were you able to associate? Who were you able to associate this phone number with? The brother.
Sigfredo Garcia,
When was this vehicle rented?
this on the 16th of July. I'm sorry, this shows 15th. 15th of July.
Okay. And when was it due back?
It was due back on the 17th of July.
See, Michelle's really, showing us that she's earned that fucking character director billing. Michelle says, I've said it before and I'll say it again. She looks like the Grinch. We're talking about Wendi now. Paint her green and put points on those shoe size ears of hers. And she's the Grinch that stole Christmas.
Didn't go back on the 17th, though.
No, I don't believe it got back till the 21st.
Okay. Approach and show you what I'm marking with states at 65. Recognize state 65?
I do.
How do you recognize it?
This was a traffic citation that we discovered Luis Rivera received, on I-75.
On I-75 on the way to Tallahassee in the Prius?
No, it was a different car. This was dated June 4th.
I'm sorry, I've showed you the wrong thing.
Colleen, how you doing, Colleen? Good to see you.
Not the right thing. We'll have to circle back to that. All right, let me ask you about phone. You mentioned that Sergeant Corbett was working on the phone records. I'm going to approach and show you what I've marked as States Exhibit 55. You recognize this exhibit?
I do.
It's this sort of an org chart of all the folks whose phone records we collected in this case, or many of them.
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
And by stipulation, Judge, these phone numbers have been associated with the folks on the chart, so I'd ask to move into evidence States 55.
Defense is stipulated.
Yes, no objection to the publishing.
55 is admitted at this time.
Publishing States 55. Okay, well, we'll work on that too. Do that. All right. Now, Sigfredo Garcia and Luis Rivera, those are the two subjects that you establish as being in the Prius, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And these are their phone numbers that have been associated with them listed beneath them.
Correct.
And we've got two different numbers for Luis Rivera, is that right?
Rivera had two separate numbers, but his main one was the 570 that was on the rental contract.
All right. And the nicknames that are shown there, are those the nicknames that those two go by?
Correct. Tuto and Tato.
Tuto and Tato.
Correct.
Okay. Were you able to establish any link through people between the two that came in the Prius and the Adelson family?
No.
Okay. Were you able to establish any type, did you develop a theory or any evidence as to why these two people came to Tallahassee to murder Dan Markel?
Well, eventually we learned that the
Boom. Thank you for the super chat, Colleen Juarez. Fucking A, bro.
female, Catherine McBanwell,
Beth.
was the mother
Hey,
of
Beth.
Sigfredo Garcia's children and considered each other spouses, to my best understanding.
Okay, and
And
did
at the
she
same
have,
time,
go ahead.
Same time, we also found out that she had been dating and in a relationship with Charlie Adelson.
All right, so initially, was there any connection between these two guys from Miami and Dan Markel?
None.
All right, so this was the connection that was established turned out to be Catherine Magbanoa.
The only connection we could find.
Okay, and was that done through phone records and ultimately other communication records and testimony?
That's correct.
Okay. Did you, as a result of developing Catherine Magbanoa as a potential suspect, investigate her at all?
Yes,
All right, and did that include an investigation into her employment?
that's correct.
What was her employment status around the time of this murder?
At the time of the murder, I believe she worked at another dental office somewhere, but post-murder, she started receiving compensation from the Adelson Institute.
What is the Adelson Institute?
It's a dental practice, according to online information operated by Harvey Adelson and Charlie Adelson.
Okay, and were the two of them dentists?
Yes, I believe Charlie is recognized as a periodontist.
Did you come to learn what Donna Adelson's role, if any, was in that business?
Yes, she was clerical and kept books for the business.
Did you attempt to procure some employment records from the Adelson Institute to verify Ms. Magbanoa's employment?
We did.
All right, tell us about that.
Myself and Special Agent Sanford from the FBI went to the office, physically, to the office in Broward County, Tamarack, and served a subpoena seeking records for the employment of Catherine Magbanoa, and we received nothing at the initial time. Later on, the best I could get from, I believe it was an attorney that represented that dental office, just a list of checks that were paid checks from the Adelson Institute to Catherine Magbanoa, but no W-2, no responsibility forms, nothing that showed what she actually did as being employed at that institute.
What was it, regular business hours when you entered there physically?
Yes,
Was Ms. Magbanoa present when you entered the building?
no,
Did the employees that you have contact with seem to know who she was or what it was that she did there?
the initial,
Hello, Deborah. Deborah says, hello, everyone. Didn't expect Metrix on so early, so I missed it. We'll be on again. It's 2-show Tuesday from, well, that's the idea anyway. Thank you, Michelle, for that super chat. That is an awesome super chat. Thank you so much, Michelle. And I think I need to go and make a coffee right now. We've got about half an hour of footage here, so it's going to take us a little while to get through, but I'm going to make a coffee. If anyone wants to support the channel on buymeacoffee.com, the link is in the description. Also, the PayPal link is in the description. Those are the best links.
the initial person that I spoke to at the desk, at the front desk, she had no idea who this person was, who Magbanoa was. The other person that came up to the front, she said she knew the name, but did not know what her responsibilities were with the company.
And the person that knew the name, who is that?
Erica Johnson, I believe.
And I'm going to approach and show you 68. Recognize 68?
Yes, this is all I received as far as any type of records for Magbanoa and her relationship with the Adelson Institute.
Right. And did the records include any job description for Ms. Magbanoa?
No,
Any employment application?
no,
Schedule?
no,
Timesheet?
nope,
W-2 forms or tax filing records?
nope,
Any performance evaluations?
none.
So only the checks.
Only the checks.
According to those checks, during what period of time was Catherine McBanoa on the Adelson Institute payroll?
From September of 2014, all the way, this particular one shows March of 2016, but I believe it goes further than that into May 2016.
Right. So it starts shortly after the homicide, about 2 months?
Yes. Actually, the homicide happened July 18th, and the first check was dated September 18th.
For what pay period?
I don't see the pay period on this one.
But presumably she'd be paid for a pay period that had
2 weeks prior.
concluded. Okay.
According to the way this is laid out.
All right, and we are going to learn more about the bump or the undercover operation, but is it fair to say the checks terminated shortly after the undercover operation in 2016?
Yes.
Did you notice in your review of that exhibit, the documents provided by the Adelson Institute, that some of those check numbers were consecutive?
Yes, I did.
Who signed those checks?
Donna Adelson,
All of them?
everyone.
Were you ever able to develop any evidence that McBanoa was physically going to the Adelson Institute during these pay periods?
Never.
Any evidence that she performed some service off-site for that business?
Nothing was established that showed that.
Any evidence of any contact with any patients?
No.
And you were, we'll learn later, listening to some of her phone calls, right?
That's correct.
When was Catherine McBanoa arrested for her role in this murder?
October 1, 2016,
Were you present for her arrest?
I was.
And was she allowed to contact her lawyer from the arrest scene?
Yes,
Did you speak to her attorney as well?
I did.
Who was her attorney?
Tara Kawas.
What happened after that phone call?
After Ms. McBanoa was placed into a car for transport to the Broward County Jail, way less than 20 minutes later, I received a phone call on my phone.
Because lack of relevance, he's about to testify to something that has nothing to do with my client.
Obviously, objections. Ms. Kappelman, please lay the foundation as to this matter in this trial.
Co-conspirator statement, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Go ahead, sir.
So, so let me back up. So, while Ms. McBanoa was detained on scene, where she was arrested in the daytime, daylight hours, she was allowed to place a call to her attorney. She spoke to her attorney. I spoke to her attorney, and I asked that Ms. Kawas, the attorney representing her at the time, that she contact her client, McBanoa, at the Broward County Jail, and if, in fact, she wanted to cooperate with the investigation, to call me back.
So you were interested in getting information from Ms. McBanoa?
Correct.
Information about the other parties involved in this case?
Yes.
Okay.
So what I mean by cooperation is if she wanted to provide testimony about other players in this. And so I told Ms. Kawas, if you'll talk to your client, obviously out of my presence, and if she decides to cooperate, call me back, and I will go to the Broward County Jail and meet.
And did that happen?
No.
What happened instead?
Well, like I said, within less than 20 minutes from that conversation, I received a phone call from a gentleman that identified himself as David Marcus. Instead, he was an attorney representing Charlie Adelson. And he asked that if Charlie Adelson was to be arrested, if I would just contact him.
Your Honor, my renewed objection, there's relevance, and this is not co-conspirator mentioned.
Specifically as the co-conspirator aspect, Ms. Kappelman, you need to keep the examination focused on that. Members of the jury, as to the last objection, I will sustain it. You may continue, Ms. Kappelman.
So you speak to Kwas, and your next phone call is from Charlie's lawyer.
Correct.
No further questions.
Cross-examination by Josh. Josh, are you sure you have time? Your mother is waiting for her sponge bath.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Hey, just a moment. I need to finish my high-fiber breakfast. Hang on, did someone just bring up the car? Golfer Girl says, I'm certainly not sold on the whole car thing, but I thought it was the trip in June that they rented a similar car. Is similar, what does that mean? Like, either tell them to get the right car or don't. You don't frame someone and say, hey, this guy drives a fucking Nissan Sentra. I tell you what, get a car that looks sort of like it. How many fucking times do I need to go over it, you know? How many times? What's it gonna take? I want everyone. We need a centralized location. Centralized location. Do we need to create a special area on Discord or what? Why are people wanting? Why are people wanting to imagine that this is real? What is it? Aside from, I found an Easter egg. I mean, what is it? It's a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon. Why do people want to believe something that isn't true so strongly? Do they think that without that's the only thing that shows Wendy's involvement, or what? Which it doesn't even do that effectively, because as we said, there's Donna who saw Jeff's car, there's Jeff and Charlie meeting and having car talk about all Charlie's vehicles and discussing the Ferrari. So easy for Charlie to say, hey Jeff, what are you driving right now? A 2014 Nissan Sentra. Whoa, nice. What color is it? Done. But it didn't happen. Hey, Lewis, I tell you what you need to do, Lewis. You need to rent a car. Well, it's 10 years old, so you probably can't rent a car that's 10 years old. But the make and model is a 2004 Nissan Sentra and it's silver. And they go, oh yeah, we'll get one of those. Okay, well, the first one that they got was a blue Hyundai Elantra. The second one was a silver Nissan Altima. Oh, that's really similar. That's a Nissan and it's grey. Well, it's a different model. It's the larger executive model. A fucking Sentra is a compact model, and an Altima is a much larger vehicle. Oh, but it's a Nissan and it's the same colour. How many rental cars are silver? Many. How many rental cars are Japanese? Many, the majority. Why? Because they're reliable, fuel efficient and cost effective. That makes them attractive deal for car rental companies and renters alike. Right? Go to any fucking car rental company in North America today. Ask them to rent a car. 85% of the time you're going to be given either a Japanese or a Korean standard four-door saloon. Like an Elantra. Like an Altima, like a Prius. There is nothing to do. And probably a third of the time it'll be silver. Well, maybe not. I mean, how many colors are there? There's tan, silver, blue, grey, black, burgundy, champagne. So what did Golf for Girl say again? I'm certainly not sold on the whole car thing. Good. Don't buy that product because it's full of shit. But I thought it was the trip in June that they rented a similar car. Okay, so what? You're saying that they got an order, rented a similar car, and then didn't the other 2 times that they rented. I mean, they're either going to or they're not, right?
Good afternoon.
So, at the time of this investigation, when it began, how long had you been with the Tallahassee Police Department?
25 years.
You'd spent vast majority of your career as an investigator detective.
No, I probably spent most of my career as a street officer.
Okay. At the time of this, how long had you been a detective?
6 years.
And you continued to be the lead for Tallahassee Police Department on this investigation until your retirement, correct?
Correct.
Now, it's important when you're conducting an investigation, especially a homicide investigation, for you to be thorough, correct?
Yes.
You don't want to leave essentially any stone unturned,
Yes.
obviously within reason.
You don't want to leave any stone unturned, do you, detective? And he says that like he's going to be revealing a stone that was not turned. And Isom, how many lawyers do you think have asked him these kinds of questions? That's why he's smiling. He's like, yeah, go on, do your thing, lawyer. Investigator, you would agree with me that with an investigation, you want to be thorough, don't you? Especially a murder investigation. You would never want to leave any stone unturned, would you, detective?
You
It's
talked
really snake-like, isn't it? Isn't it like slithering snake? You remember the Disney film, Robin Hood? What's the snake's name? Hiss. Hiss. Hello, sire.
about your agency beginning to obtain cellular phone records
Sorry about this phone.
of the Adelson family pretty early on, correct? You started getting them in July,
Yes.
and you learned that Wendi Adelson's parents, my client and her husband, lived in Miami, correct?
I believe at the time it was Coral Springs, but,
They had a place on Miami Beach?
well, I know that they ended up at Miami Beach. I don't recall at the time of the homicide if they were living on Miami Beach.
Okay. But you knew that they were in South Florida?
South Florida is correct.
Okay. And so as your investigation continued and you started looking into, you made the connection between the two individuals who drove up here, Sigfredo Garcia and Luis Rivera. You made that connection to Catherine Magbanoa, correct?
Right.
And you made that connection to Charlie Adelson, correct?
Correct.
And then you see these large cash deposits into Katie McBanoa, or you see Katie McBanoa's unemployment status.
Right.
She's still paying her bills in South Florida.
Yes.
Now, You also mentioned that you contacted the SunPass Authority.
Yes,
Did you ever, you'd already made a connection between the investigation and the Adelson family at this point, pretty quickly.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay, well, over a couple years. By the time June of 2016 comes, comes about, you've already made that connection.
Oh, yes, by that time, yes.
Okay. And you contacted the SunPass Authority for my client's SunPass records, correct?
No,
No, you didn't. Did you contact the Turnpike Authority for construction records for the Turnpike?
construction records?
Yes.
No.
What about for I-95 or 595?
To my knowledge, there is no, and I believe I established that with the FDOT, Florida Department of Transportation, that there was no toll system on 95.
Okay. I was asked about construction records on 95.
I did not inquire about construction records.
What about accident records?
Accident records?
Yeah.
No.
Now, isn't it true that my client and her husband shared an email address?
I believe they did.
You learned that during your investigation. In fact, I think Wendi said that, didn't she, in her interview with you?
I don't recall whether she said it.
Where is... Do you have 64 here still? Mr. Isom, you identified emails that are contained in State's Exhibit 64, correct?
Yes.
And according to your testimony, these are emails between my client and her daughter, correct?
Yes.
Let's see. And in some of these emails, my client called Danny Markel bad names.
Yes.
She never actually said she hated him, did she, in any of these emails?
That came through the grandchildren.
Okay. At the time, the grandchildren were 3 and 4.
I don't recall the age. They were young.
And you also testified about a bribe. You are not a family law attorney, are you?
No.
Okay. And you have no idea whether or not it's permitted for one party to offer any sort of financial incentive to another party when it comes to relocation.
That's not in my realm.
And you also testified about Mr. Markel's life insurance policy, pension, and you said that those funds went to his children with Wendi as a custodian?
Some of them, and some of them was Dan Markel's sister as the custodian.
Okay. Did my client receive any financial benefit in the form of Danny's life insurance, his pension, or anything else?
Not that I could tell.
Going back to those emails, especially the one the state highlighted concerning the Catholic Church and dressing the kids up, Wendi didn't take those suggestions, did she?
No.
You testified just now concerning your attempt to obtain employment records for Miss Magbanowa from the Adelson Institute. It's a small business, right?
It appeared to be.
Just a handful of employees?
Yeah, there was only 2 there at the time.
You don't know whether or not any of the employees had a written job description.
No, I do not know that.
You don't know if any of the employees' files had evaluations or job reviews.
I didn't see that. I would think with that type of business, in working on people's mouths and so forth, that there would be a little scrutiny involved.
But you don't know if they kept those records for any employee,
I have no
do you?
idea. I was only seeking and only had cause to seek for Magbanoa.
And when Miss Magbanoa was arrested, you testified that you received a call from someone who identified himself as Charlie's attorney, correct?
After her arrest, the gentleman that called my number he identified himself as an attorney for Charlie Adelson,
Not Donna Adelson.
not Donna.
Now, is it unusual in an investigation like this for a defense attorney to contact you about whether or not there's a warrant for their client's arrest?
I wouldn't say that. It was shocking to me that within that short a time frame, the only way that this person would have knowledge would be from Magbanoa's attorney. So there would be contact between Magbanoa's attorney and this person identifying himself as Charlie's attorney. In a short, very short time. No media, nothing had been divulged.
So what you found unusual was the short time frame, not the phone call itself.
No, it was immediate, and I'm basically telling Coas, if your client wants to cooperate, contact me. Don't call somebody else that's a co-conspirator, their attorney.
You didn't receive a call from anyone identifying themselves as Donna's attorney in that instant, did
No,
you?
sir.
Okay. Ms. Kappelman asked you about what has been coined that grandmother motion. Again, you're not a family law attorney.
Right, still not.
And so although you read the motion
Yes.
and you're educated,
Oh.
absent having some legal knowledge, can you interpret what is being requested in the motion?
I believe so. I think it's pretty plain.
I'm glad you said that. Now,
Yeah, pretty plain. We're not talking bagels here, Tubby. Okay? This is evidence. And we've seen your performance in the Wendi interview, in the Jeff interview, in the Tamara Demko interview, in the Greenberg interview. It's not great. Okay? Not to mention at trial, when you couldn't answer basic questions. So forgive us for checking, okay?
I want to go back to the emails, and I want to use the board. The emails that you testified were between my client and her mother.
I just if we needed to take a break.
Michelle's now picturing the cookout where she is stuck outside listening to this man try to talk to her. Bathroom break for sure. And you don't even need to go, you just sit in there playing on your phone until you hear your friend come back outside with the drinks. I'm not leaving here until I hear the clinking of glasses. Josh Zellman talking to Michelle would be like, and Miss DeMatteis, are you capable of interpreting the potato salad? Would you be able to adjust your own seasoning as necessary? because we're on a low sodium diet. Surprise, surprise. So if you want flavor, you're going to have to administer the salts yourself, if you can. That would be how interesting it would be.
Let's see.
Beth says, bet his favorite Italian rest knows his meal. What does that mean? Bet his favorite Italian. Is there a word that's typoed there? I don't get it. Oh, hang on. Chicken parm, 2 meatballs. That's exactly what's on Isom's mind 23 hours a day. You know, when he's stuck in traffic, he should be thinking about work. He should be thinking about that doctor's appointment. But he's not. He's thinking chicken parm, 2 meatballs. 3 meatballs.
The sender of this email is not Donna Adelson, is it?
No, it doesn't. I don't know who it's from. It's not showing it.
Okay. It's an evite.com invitation.
I've seen those.
Okay. You don't have any personal knowledge as to how these are generated, do you?
Someone has to go through this program to get it set up and sent out.
But you don't have any personal knowledge.
Yeah, he's also the kind of guy that eats his marinara sauce out of a jar. You know? You know, the fucking sauce he puts on his pasta is tomato soup mix. In one of those sachets that you just mix into water. You know, the powder, the fine powder. That's his idea of an Italian meal. And if he's really going to go to town, dried oregano.
As to how that's done, do you?
No.
The next page of EE, it's
Not that-
August
not-
30th.
Not that there's anything wrong with dried oregano, because, you know, it's actually preferred over fresh most of the time. I mean, they're different. They're 4 different things, you know. Fresh oregano I might put with some roasted meats, or, you know, but just into a sauce, dried is fine. But I think we all can agree that pasta should not have soup mix packet tomato sauce put on it ever outside of a prison. Oh, I hope no one's listening to this show right now, preparing their meal for the evening, emptying, you know, shamefully emptying a tomato soup mix packet into a bowl with some warm water.
2014 email to Wendi.
Well, technically he's retired, Sandra, so he's Mr. now. The judge also referred to him as Mr. Isom. And he was never detective, he was investigator. I don't know what the deal is with that, you know. It's always detective, but in Tallahassee Police Department, they have investigators. As opposed to detectives, not as well as, I believe. It's just a strange terminology thing, I don't know. Essentially, it's the same thing.
Ah. The sender is donnaharvey@gmail.com, correct?
That's correct.
Whose name is next to that?
Harvey Adelson.
That's not Donna Adelson, is it?
I believe that's her husband.
Next. It's an email dated September 12th, 2014. And the sender is saying that Lincoln will attend Tot Shabbat with his grandpa, Harvey Adelson. Isn't that what it says?
Yes, it does.
Who's it from?
It's from Donna at gmail.com.
And whose name is next to that?
It says Harvey Adelson.
So he's thinking that they're going to get off the bump and the calls and the wiretaps and the planning and the emails by saying, "Oh, so you thought this was from Donna, did you? And whose name is at the bottom? Harvey Adelson? Not Donna Adelson. I see, Detective, I see. Just an oversight, Detective. Don't want to leave any stone unturned, Detective. Investigator, Mr. whatever."
I'm going to show you 64FF. This is, again, from Donna at gmail.com, correct?
Yes.
Whose name is there?
Where it says from,
Yes.
it says Harvey Adelson.
Yeah,
Wendy's
this is getting old.
information on work order for repair of TV, Friday, July 18th, between 8 and 12. Love, Dad. My client's not Dad, is she?
I wouldn't refer to him as that. I don't think she would either.
Well, you just said him. And if God, in a world where General Isom is calling Donna Adelson Dad, oh, he needs to go back to the hospital. Doctors, he's not been fixed. Take him back. Let him live with you. He's calling Donna Adelson Dad.
This is still part of that same email, the Geek Squad schedule. Would you be willing to accept a sooner appointment if one becomes available? Do you see that language?
Yes.
What's the answer underneath that?
Yes.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Redirect examination. Go ahead.
Defense pointed out, hey, Harvey and Donna share an email address, right? Donna
Yeah.
Harvey at gmail.com. And some of these are signed Dad.
Right.
Are some of them signed Mom?
Right.
Okay, and drawing your attention to this one on May 3rd, 2013, including the statement, the most important part of your divorce is relocation. On page 4 of that exhibit, well, let me start by going to the very end. Inconveniently, the way this printed, love you. Who signed that one?
Mom.
All right, and on page 4 of the exhibit, just a moment. State's Exhibit W, this is one from Thursday, June 27th, 2013. It's signed Mom and Dad, right?
That's correct.
Okay. And in this one,
Harvey's thinking, am I Dad? I'm General Isom's dad.
all right, so we've got some from Mom and Dad, right?
That's correct.
No further questions.
No further questions.
You may step down, Mr. Isom. Will he be retained?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may be recalled at some point in the trial. There's no contact with the insurance. What's that?
Am I under the rule?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, so what did we learn? Well, we learned about... What did we learn? Not that much. But it was Isom, so, you know. We learned that Zellman was trying to say, "Are you my dad?" Oh, God. Well, I'm trying to remember what happened. Did happen. Let's go back over here. Oh yeah, he was
Yes.
talking about Donna being controlling and aggressive to Markel.
Mr. Markel's estate.
2.7 million.
What he was worth. Were there
As
plans
part of
to
your
relocate?
investigation, did you attempt to establish a timeline of the victim's activities prior to his murder?
Yes,
Yeah, he went to the gym
When
activities.
Mr. Markel enters the gym.
it parks and no one gets out of the car.
How long does the suspect vehicle
The
stay?
killers followed him, so they were just basically going over as it was more because he was lead investigator at the time. You know, he's come in to say the surveillance and so on, and bus cameras.
Able to do previously.
That's correct.
Okay, tell us about that.
Once we had that established, then I contacted the SunPass administrators again at Department of Transportation. And I explained to them what I had. I said, we got a Prius, a 2006 to 2009, Silver Pine Mica, not that they had that in the records. I says, but we have them going through approximately this toll plaza in Naples, going westbound. And
Oh, in the Prius, yeah.
That was established, turned out to be Catherine Magbanua.
the only connection we could find.
Okay,
And
and
the
was
connection
that
from
done?
the killers to the
Howard County
Adelsons. So
Jail.
it was really about who killed him, how were they connected to this defendant. You know, Lewis was connected to Sigfredo to Catherine to Charlie to Donna. Donna with Harvey helping Wendi. You know, pretty basic stuff really. And then Zellman tried to come in and wow us with his, yeah. So the email is Donna and Harvey at Gmail. And whose name is that down there? Harvey Adelson. Not my client, right? No stone unturned. Okay, so what have we got? We've got about an hour and 40 minutes before our, or maybe we'll do 9:30 start. for our main show, Double Show Tuesdays, or Tuesdays. There you go. Americanize me. You know, I'm starting to spell the word defense with an S everywhere now. Oh, and I'm always taking the letter U out of the word color if I'm speaking to an American. You know, I just want to fit in, you know. I just want to fit in. I still never remember where to put Z, or Z, as we would say. You see, I'm even saying Z. It's A to Z. But, you know, some words like organization, that's got a Z in it in crazy American language. But other words like I don't know. There's some words where you think, should this have a Z? And it doesn't. Mixed Green Alien, how you doing? How you doing? So I'm sorry about the car rants, you know. I mean, what am I to do? What am I to do? I need help from you people. You know, when people come in, just explain to them for me. We agree. I mean, you all know the truth. You all know the truth. If people come with questions, don't leave it to me. Just delete their comment, or you know. I mean, I don't know what to do. I feel like I can't rest until, you know. I think maybe I should write to Joel, because he's running things for the simps, right? If I wrote to Joel, but you see, I just don't think he really cares about the truth. I think he just cares about keeping simps happy. And simps are happiest when they can go, oh, there was an attempt, you know. But if I that's what I need to do, isn't it? I need to influence the people that are running the simps. I don't want to alienate my audience from myself. I mean, especially not our star moderator and character director, Michelle de Mateus. Don't want to piss her off. She's Italian. You know what they do to people like me in Italy? They put them in a meat grinder. So yeah, I think that's the thing. We've got to find a way to get a message to Joel, a convincing message. Who else? I mean, there's a couple of others people that I will absolutely refuse to talk to, acknowledge, or say the names of. Fucking church and state with those fuckers, but with, you know, I've not got anything against Joel. I just don't really value his offering, because it's designed for people that don't know how to think or judge. Okay, Beth, come back tonight. We'll be on at 9 or 9:30, depending on whether I decide to try and sleep for an hour. I probably won't. Probably go for a walk with the dog. That'll wake me up. Yeah. No, we're closing this one down, Michelle, so don't worry. Christina, welcome back. Oh, thank you so much, Mixed Green Alien. You know, but I think that's what we need to do. I don't know if a carefully worded letter, or maybe a direct video message addressing Joel, publicly. A red letter from Metrix. Got to build the case. Got to get the information, right? I've been trying to make a list. Of every video I need to go through with a fine-tooth comb and pull the bits out. We've got Luis Rivera's proffer. We've got each of his testimonies on the stand. That's 4 years of, certainly the first 2 trials, lengthy witness. It's quite a lot to go through. Jeff, Wendi interview. I mean, it is like, it's going to be 2 weeks work to get it done. But I have to get it done because people need to know. And how do I stop ranting about it? I need people to stop coming and asking questions about it. But I don't want them to just not ask questions because they don't want to start a rant. I want them to not ask questions because they already know the truth, which is, well, I'm not going to repeat it again. You know what I mean. Yeah. It's tricky business. Yeah, so what are we doing tonight? What are we covering? What do we want to do? We wanted to do... Has anyone got a request for an Adelson matter to cover, or should we do something else tonight? Because the things that I've got in mind require edits, and with this double show Tuesdays, I'm not going to have time to do that. So we're going to have to do something off the cuff. But what? We've already done Wendi. Maybe we could do... I do want to do a defense of Jeff. I think I need to do that on a solo night. Maybe we can do that tomorrow. Start the ball rolling. A defense of Jeff. It's going to probably be a 4-part special. Or maybe it shouldn't be that long. No, probably not. I'll try and minimize it and just get some really nice, succinct defenses of Jeff going. But what can we do tonight? Open to suggestions. No, Mona. No, we're not allowed to talk about the car. We're going to alienate everyone. Christopher DeCoste is always great, but we've already done him a few times. Yeah. Katie. What do you mean, Katie? Katie on the stand in Donna's trial, or from her own trial, or what? What about Luis Rivera's proffer? Should we do that? That might be something to do. Anyway, unless anyone's got a burning request, I'll just try and make a decision, and we'll be back in a couple of hours. Charlie lying his ass off on the stand. I actually wouldn't mind some Rashbaum. Should we go and do some Rashbaum? The death of Professor Markel was a tragedy. This community lost a son, a brother, a mentor lawyer, and friend. Really spaces out his time. Oh, Christina's usually got a good instinct with these things. Luis Rivera proffer. Because I am going to have to watch that anyway. I'm trying to avoid things that will send me into car talk, because we can't piss people off twice in one day. I'll give it a scan. If I think I can handle it without getting ranty about the cars, we'll do it. All right, we'll pick. Absolutely, but I prefer Georgia Crossing him. But either way, you pick. Yeah, of course, Georgia Crossing Charlie is phenomenal. But yeah, we need a popular one because it's going to be our last chance today to get in coffees before. Because you have to. The thing is, you have to make a withdrawal on Tuesdays or before Wednesday, and then they send you that for Friday. Yeah, so that's why two show Tuesdays are a good idea. Saying that, we didn't get one coffee, but we did get some fantastic super chats, and we really appreciate that. But that doesn't come until the end of, well, that'll be the end of December is when that will be available. So it's a little bit of a way off, but fine, that's great. It's great. December, here we come. Yeah, all right. So we'll be back in a couple of hours. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you for our first early bird special, double show Tuesday. Metrix extravaganza. It was great. Yeah, thanks for chatting. Thanks for super chatting. And thanks for moderating. Michelle Star, you are. And yeah. You think we should make Christina a moderator? I think maybe we should. She's been a solid 200 hitter for some time now. What do you think, Christina? Are you up for it? I mean, it's not going to. I mean, you're already doing a great job without the acknowledgement, but I think the acknowledgement would be. I think you deserve a wrench. You know. Let's make Christina a moderator, unless she's going to go all shy on me. And who else? I thought of someone else the other day that would make a great moderator. But I haven't seen them in chat, so we'll save the surprise. Who, me? I don't think you would like that. What, you being a moderator? Well, you're already a moderator, pretty much. You just don't have any powers. I think you should have powers. How do we do that? I can make this happen right now. All it takes is one call. Just one little call. Yeah, Christina's solid, man. She's mustard. And the good kind. Not Frenchies. Oh. Is it Frenchies or Frenchies? Whatever it is, it's horrible. Hang on. Just before we close off, we're going to hand this wrench out. Add as a moderator. Right, I think, Christina, send another message so we can test if you, boom, look at that, sonic boom. Congratulations, Christina, welcome to the team, welcome aboard. And thanks for all of your contributions already. Yeah, just keep doing what you do. It's just, you deserve to have your name in blue. So there you go, it's done. All right, guys. So we'll be back. Yeah, I think realistically it's going to be 9:30 Eastern. So we'll see you there. Okay. All right. Catch you real soon. Take it easy. Take care. Adios. Goodbye. Safe drive.